It's on one hand, it's really fun. On the other hand, it's really intense. And we have our team that's helping us out up here. Just quickly, can you just go around and say your names so everybody's got who you are?
Hi, I'm Cameron.
Wait, hang on. All right, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Cameron.
Hi, I'm Atamosi.
My name is Brian.
Hi, I'm Dan.
Hi, I'm Brittany.
Name's Sartini.
Sartini. All right, you ready? Here's what we're doing. Bro. Jeff. Today's class is called Black Devils and Racial Supremacy. Black Devils and Racial Supremacy. And what we're going to do in this class together with the help of our volunteers is we are going to tell black history as if it happened to white people. We're going to tell black history as if it happened to white people. Everything I say in class is true. The data that I use are real data. All I've done is flipped it. So if I give, for example, an unemployment rate, and we're only talking about white people and black people, and if I give, for example, the unemployment rate, and the unemployment rate for black people is X, okay? Then that's the unemployment rate for white people in real life. In today's exercise, it's the unemployment rate for black people. You are the black people. These people right here, from here on until the rest of the class, they are the people on top. They are the people that enslaved white people. They are the dominant group. They are the black devils. And if I give the unemployment rate, if you see it up there for white people and black people, the white rate that is going to be their rate, these folks here, we're going to attribute it to them, is in real life the unemployment rate for black people in the United States. But not today. Today, everything is reversed. So all of the data, once again, that I'm using are real. The history is real. Obviously, we're doing this in 75 minutes, so I'm only picking and choosing certain things. I'm going to try to give it to you the best way I possibly can, but what I want to do is by the end of class, simply by talking about black history as if it happened to white people, I want you to imagine how it could be that if you were sitting on this side right here, if you had lived what we're going to talk about, these people lived, that you would look over there and you could easily use that term black devils. It would not be difficult. So I'm going to see if I can get you there. Okay? We good? Everyone knows. You got to turn your minds. So my mind is switched. I may make a mistake here or there, but hopefully I'll correct it or you will correct it. Someone correct it for me because it's not easy to maintain this. Are we good? All right, let's go, bro. So first thing is, these people right here, at a certain point in time, they just happen to be a little bit more advanced. Because in Africa, in sub-Saharan Africa, they just had a certain number of resources. The way people came together in this entrepreneurial spirit, they used those resources to start making boats and travel around the world and do certain things. And, as they traveled around the world, they had experiences and they started to get rich. And they developed Africa into a really, really positive, dominant society. A civilization that's really, really important. And at some point in time, these folks right here, the black people, the Africans, they went up to the Americas. And they found all this land in the Americas. They also found Native Americans. And they genocided Native Americans, some of it on purpose, some of it just because the Native Americans didn't have immunities to the diseases that they brought from Africa. And so, some of it was intentional, some of it wasn't. They used their religion to justify genociding Native Americans, killing Native Americans, conquering them, taking their land. They created stories about how this was an empty land. The Americas, there was nobody living here. And you all, because you had to justify your black supremacy, and you got to justify the fact that you're taking this land, so you're going to come up with these stories. But then, one thing that happened in the Americas was Native American people had this habit of running away or dying, and they needed labor. They had all this land, but they needed labor. And somebody, y'all, in your genius, in your blackness and your genius, you had this idea that, hey, we can go to Europe. There's a lot of poor Europeans up there, and we can go to Europe and we can get poor Europeans. And we can bring them to the Americas, and we can have them work for us. But they're not going to come willingly, because, who's going to come willingly? So you're going to enslave them. So they created this slave trade that went on for 300 years or so. And they started taking these Europeans from Europe. They go to Europe, they get these Europeans, they put them in boats in these horrendous conditions. Man, y'all were just, that was just some raw, nasty, evil stuff that you all did. And you packed them into boats and you took them over, and 2 out of 3 people died between Africa and the Americas. 2 out of 3 of their ancestors died in the journey. But that's what it is. That's what it is. This is a legacy that you all carry with you, starting right there. The history of slavery. The history of slavery. That you all want to talk about often. They don't really want to hear it. You all want to talk about it. It's sort of annoying. Well, how y'all get kind of annoyed when these folks are always bringing it back to slavery? Always talking about slavery?
Yeah, I just don't understand. That was over 150 years ago. Why y'all still talking about it?
Yeah, dude.
It's because you've had this power, this privilege for so long that you don't see the racism.
All right, but hang on.
That wasn't our doing. That was years and years ago. That wasn't us.
All right, hang on. We'll come back. All right, I got it. I see where this is going to go. Okay, so now let's go to the next slide. So here's some shots. Here's your people. You see these photos all the time. Here's white slaves picking cotton, 1853. These are your ancestors, right? Now, you all don't really pay much attention. The government, they've sort of forced you to put these kinds of things in history books. And so, you have Black History Day at your schools or whatever, because you got to deal with this. But, mostly. But for you all, this is big. This is big. White slaves picking cotton. And you all know this story. You all got the story. You know it. You talk about it. Your ancestors talk, your parents, your grandparents. You're reading books. You're taking white history classes. History of the white slave trade. There's 3 classes offered at your university. And you all think it's a bunch of nonsense. Because what the fuck? How do you mean white studies? Why do you need white studies, man? Just have history studies. But now you're arguing you want more and more and more, and people should know, and everybody should know, and you all should be forced to take it, right? They should be forced to take these classes. Okay, so let's go. Here's some white slaves. Now you all, for you all, that's just whatever, right? Doesn't really matter to you, right?
I just feel like it was a long time ago, and it's not like that anymore. Now it's different. It's not you guys up there, so I don't see.
What's that?
And they're getting paid now. They're getting paid now, too, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
The system is rigged against us. We're still enslaved to this day.
Oh, dude, that's a hard argument to make, dog.
Yeah.
You gonna buy? Wait, hang on. I'm not even gonna. Okay, white people, okay. Even me as a guy that's on your team, it's still enslaved today. You're one of those radical dudes, right? One of the radical white dudes. They're still enslaved today. Really, bro? Where's your shackles? Where are your chains? You know what I mean?
The Emancipation Proclamation was signed in the 1800s. You guys are free. You're free now. It's
all
over.
Right. Yeah, okay. Don't let these guys go too far. All right, here we go. Oh, here we go. And you see this, right? Here are these wealthy black businessmen in New York City. Look at these guys. These are running New York City, y'all, right? These are the ancestors of the Africans that started the slave trade, that came to the Americas, started the slave trade, and look at these guys. These are the millionaires. The Joneses and the Johnsons. They don't have names like Rockefellers. They have names like Joneses and Johnsons and who knows what, right? And here, look at this. 1859, National Negro Business League. And when you all see that, you feel some kind of way about that, right? These guys? How'd they get rich? How'd they get rich? How'd they make their millions of dollars?
Off of racism.
Yeah? Do you have a thought on that?
Well, clearly, American capitalism was created by a patriarchal society propagated by the black race, and that is highly against white people, which is why we have higher rates of unemployment.
And so you guys like have this like racist hierarchy here that you've created.
I mean, that was like years, again, like slavery was years ago. Like it's, like as long as you like get a job and do work.
All right, hang on, we'll come to that. All right, let's go, next one. Here we go, middle-class black family. You know, so in 1860, this is right before Civil War is kicking out. Here's a middle-class black family. Y'all doing pretty well. Slavery really kind of, you know, their ancestors really made a lot of money for you. You're doing pretty well. This is sort of typical. All right, next slide. And then, we're going to fight. This regiment of y'all coming together, saying, no. And you're going to mostly fight. Most of the people you're fighting are other people who look like you, who are on different sides of the war, but nonetheless, you're battling it. All right, next one. And so now let's tell a story. Who wins? The people that won were the people that said, no, we're not going to have slavery anymore. And we're really going to change the system. And so the people that won, we have this idea that, hey, we don't have slavery anymore. What's going to happen is we're going to build this egalitarian system because now these ex-slaves, we have to integrate them into society. But these are largely illiterate, largely ex-slaves who are, what are they going to do as soon as they get a chance, man? What are they going to do to you? What are they going to do to you?
Oh, they're gonna put us out.
They're going to put you out, man.
Yeah.
They're going to attack you.
So we can't give them nothing.
So you give them nothing. So here's what happens in Reconstruction. Let me tell a story about what the Black Devils did, what these folks did to those folks, to the poor whites. Let me tell the story. After the Civil War is over, these people regain power. Because of course they regain power. These people aren't going to have any power. They have nothing. These people have no property. They have no land, property. They have no resources. They have nothing. They have nothing. Some of them do. I mean, there are a few that aren't slaves, obviously. There's some that aren't slaves. But the vast majority have nothing. These people have everything. These people take over the government again. These people make promises, the black people make promises to the white people, like, hey, okay, we're going to give you 40 acres and a mule, or we're going to give you this, or we're going to give you that. But they end up not doing it. Because why would they do it? Why would y'all do that? You have no reason, right? I mean, you know, and these people, what are they going to do? Every chance they get, they're going to come after you. And so we have this time called Reconstruction that many people argue that these people, during the post-Civil War period, life for these people, the white people, the former slaves, was worse than it was during and before the Civil War. It was worse for these people. By most indicators, they had even less. They had nothing now, nothing at all, and nowhere to go. And so you know where they did go? They went back to the plantations that were owned by these people, because that's where they had work, and that's where they had jobs. So what do you think they did? What do you think these people did, y'all? You think they just went out and started businesses? These are slaves. One day they're slaves. They're the lowest of the low. They are the slaves that in any moment they're going to attack these people and overthrow them. And so these people are going to hold them down. And they're not going to give them anything. And then suddenly, it's like, one day, they're free? What are they going to do? So these people do this. They're really ingenious. Y'all are just like mysteriously evil in your ways. You start passing laws. Laws like this. These people, if they want to leave their job, at some plantation, they have to go to the owner of that plantation. They have to get permission in order to leave the job. We start passing these traveling laws. If these people are out at night without permission from their employer, right? Because now these people are employers. If they're out without permission from the employer, they can be arrested. It's like, damn, these people make it.
Yeah, and one more thing that we did to them, when they signed their sharecropping contracts, we had them sign for the next year's contract within the first 10 days of the previous year. So we had to make sure that we constantly got more work and more labor.
Dude, these people right here, they set up an economic system that was pure evil. They ensured that these people would never, ever, ever, as sharecroppers, as farmers, as workers, they would never get ahead. These people had to buy all their goods from these people, whether they were seeds or they had to rent their property from these people. They had to get everything from these people. It was worse. You know, under slavery, there were actually laws protecting the white slaves. But after slavery, there were no laws because white slaves were property at some level. So at least these people had the idea that, listen, man, at some level, there are certain protection laws. We got to make sure that, that these things take place. But afterwards, it's nothing. So it's like, oh my God. All right, next one. Okay, so here's another thing. These folks, they want nothing to do with these. Would you want anything? Look, if you're on top, black people, you're on top, you're black people, do you want anything to do with them? You want nothing. These people just want to make it. But what does making it mean? What are the white people going to do if they get a chance? What are they going to do?
They're going to knock us back down.
Dude, they're going to what?
They're going to knock us down.
They're going to knock you down. They're going to compete. You guys, you're not going to let them compete with you. Like, they don't compete. Like, you guys you're down and you're down and you're down, and they're not going to let you compete. So they have this thing, we could create this whole Jim Crow world where it's separate. Everything is separate, man. Just like, let's go back to slavery. We have white restrooms and white water and white neighborhoods and black neighborhoods, right? They don't even let you do nothing with them. Nothing at all. You live separate world. You can't bank with them. You can't buy property. You can't buy resources. You can't change jobs. There's really very little that you can do.
Well, I wouldn't want to be with them either, though.
So you don't want to be with them either?
No.
Why not?
Well, because they enslaved us, and because of this, I wouldn't want to share anything with them at all. I wouldn't want to be around them.
Go ahead.
That was years ago. That's not us.
Okay.
We are not our ancestors.
Okay, yeah, but listen, the problem is if you don't do that, you never get ahead. You either work with them or you don't work with them, because if you don't work with them, you never get ahead.
But we were never repaid for the damage. What are we supposed to do? How are we supposed to start from nothing?
Yeah,
and work in their world.
Can you tell me that really seriously? How you all evil MFers, they got nothing, right?
You guys have affirmative action, so,
Not back then. Come on, they
now?
had nothing back then.
Oh, back then.
You gave them nothing, you all, right? Nothing. You gave them nothing. Can you justify that?
Well, actually, we actually did, though, because we enfranchised them, and then when they started taking over local and state governments, we had to...
Dude, that was later. Go right here, enfranchise them. It took them forever to get the vote, dudes. They couldn't even vote until the 60s.
But they weren't human, so...
Dudes, you're not human. But you're not
That
human.
was 3/5 of a person.
So you have nothing. So that's what it is, dudes.
We
That's
put that
what it
into
is.
law.
That's what it is. And so right here, see the picture right down there? Just like poor white people. Poor white people. That's all you see. Poor white people. Go to the next one. Poor white people. You see, what goes on is when these people look at history books and when they are in their white studies programs and we're taking white studies classes, these are the kinds of things that they see all the time, man. This is what they see. These people, y'all, in your black supremacy, if you even bother to take a white studies class and look at these photos or have any idea about it, it's really just a few of you that are like sympathizers or liberals or whatever, or think your ancestors were wrong or whatever the case is, right? But most of you aren't even interested, so you never even see this kind of thing. You don't know what the history is. You don't know. And you feel some kind of way about that because they don't give a damn about you. They don't care about your history. They don't care about you. All you do is talk about history. You got to study history. If you don't study history, you don't know where we're at. You don't know what happened to us.
It's our only history because our ancestors were taken from their homes. We don't know our ancestors.
But you know that you're poor. Yeah, you don't know your ancestors. You know nothing. And yet you still you got to convince them that somehow this matters. Somehow everything that happened to you leads up to today. And they don't want to hear it. Look at them. Look at them sitting right there. It's just like, whatever. Look at that look. That look on Brian's face. It's just like, all right, go to the next one. Oh, here's one. Oh, this is where you get really clever, right? Because these people, they start to make some moves. And they start to make demands on these people, on the black people. So the white people are starting to make moves, make demands, and make things. And then these people come up to this organization called KKK. Those are all black faces under those hoods, you all. And you know what the KKK was? The KKK was almost like this paramilitary police force that these folks put into place to control those people, to spark fear in their reality. If these people over here, the poor white people, get any idea that they're going to start to rise up against, going to start making inroads, they can get visited at night. And so y'all are living with the fear of that. And y'all are so bold. Go to the next slide. Look at this one. Look at that. In 1925, 25,000 KKK members marching in Washington, man. You all control, this is pure racism. This entire organization, you all put together to say, white people, watch out, we are in control. Do not in any way think that you're going to make a move against us in any way, shape, or form. And we have support of the government. It's going to be 25,000 of us in 1925. And that may not sound like a lot, but you all know it's a lot back in 1925. You get them all, look at Washington, man. Largely supported by members of the government. And this is the life that you lead. And you all are just like, okay, yeah, whatever.
Well, you know, what's important is that they just didn't know how to stay in their place. So we had a few friends come and help us out and put them in their place.
Yeah, okay, and let me show you a couple other things you did. Here, go ahead.
Well, of course we didn't know how to stay in our place, given that we had no access to educational resources, so we had no ability to learn.
Exactly, dude.
We didn't make it for you.
Obviously.
Right.
I'm glad we agree.
This is how that race dialogues go, man. You guys just keep throwing it back into their faces, don't you? It's like, okay, go to the next one. Here's something else you did. Here's a terror thing. White people, y'all getting lynched. Your ancestors getting lynched. Thousands of your ancestors getting lynched. These people, man, they just going to send that terror patrol out, and you all get out of control, and this is what happens to you. And you know this. You study this. You've all seen the photos. You all see these photos again and again and again in your history classes. The history classes that these folks, okay, you all know about this. You've heard about it, but
I mean, like, definitely killing them is evil, but, like, again, that was history. That was years ago. Like, we're past that now.
And it's not that many people.
And also, I feel like we don't talk enough about white-on-white crime because there's also that, like, everyone wants to blame it on us, but I feel like if you look within their own racial group, there's the same issue.
Oh, yeah, so these folks back here. Okay, all right, I got you.
Well, given that we have minimal access to resources, of course we'd be more likely to fight with one another for resources, given that, again, we don't know how to accumulate resources due to our lack of educational structure.
All right, that's a really nice argument, white man. You know what I mean? That'll go real far. That'll go real far with these folks here, right? Didn't he make a lot of sense right there? It's all about education. All right.
That's right. I only make sense. I'm not able to make dollars yet. It's a travesty.
Dude, stop complaining. All right, go ahead. Here's one. Let me give you this one. Here's another thing. You know, you all, right, everywhere we turn with you all, you have this magical way of just getting richer and more powerful. It's amazing, these folks. So I want to tell a story that you all know about, but they don't know about it because they don't study it. But you all have, because you take your white history classes, so you know things like this. You know, at the end of World War II, because, you know, black people are the majority, right? So at the end of World War II, one thing that happened is, in order to get the economy going, the black economy, black leaders in politics and in economics, what black leaders did was they decided, hey, we got to jumpstart this thing. The war's over, but we've invested so much money into the war that we have to actually jumpstart the economy. So what we're going to do is we need, all these soldiers are coming back from the war. And what we need to do is we need to pass this GI Bill. And what the GI Bill is going to do is two things. One, it's going to allow veterans to buy homes at no interest and basically, or very low interest and basically no money down. And number two, it's going to allow veterans to go to college if they want because it's going to pay for college. Okay? So this is good. White people went to war. Black people went to war. So you're feeling like, hey, this is really good, right? Except the problem is, you all controlled the whole process. And you ensured that the vast majority of the loans and the vast majority of the school tuition went to your own people. So just as an example, in New York City, there were 67,000 low-interest, New York City metropolitan area, there were 67,000 low-interest mortgages or no-interest mortgages given out. 100 of those went to white people. 100 of them went to white people. 67,000 went to black people because black people are controlling it. They control the government, they control the money, they control politics, they control everything. 67,000 went here, 100 went here. But because of the 12% of the people from the New York City area who were fighting were white, 7,100 of those loans should have gone to white people. And white people didn't get them. 100 got them. You got it? Because these people here, because y'all are just basically greedy, mean, and evil. That's it. Whatever. You don't think so. Look, you're shaking your head like you think like whatever.
We built this country. It was for us.
Oh, okay.
At least
but they were fighting in war, bro.
Yeah, at least we gave them 100.
Dude, you gave them 100.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
We built this country with our blood and our sweat.
Dude, these guys built it. They're the slaves, man. Like, can you all let them know, they got your free labor for 3 centuries,
With our
dude.
ancestors.
But the country, like the Constitution was written by us black people. Like the founding fathers were black
Dude,
people.
Constitution written by black people, whatever, but they gave their ancestors built the country, man. What do you mean you built the country?
We built it. How can someone that's not a human build something?
We are the foundation that you stood on for hundreds of years.
Dude, you're not going to win this one, but you're on the higher moral ground. You got it. Okay, but whatever. They don't care. They're not going to listen. All right, next slide. So here you go. Take a look at this. And here's what we have. Look at the family on the right. Nice, middle-class, black family. Looks like you. Hey, that could be like your parents or your grandparents or something, right? Like, yeah, it's nice. Look at that. Nice kids, and they're nice going off to church or whatever. Oh, and this is what you see. This is typical of what you all see, right? In your communities, right here. Yep. Look at that. Look at this dude. Look at the kid. Look at the smiles on their faces. Oh, black people, you're so lovely, so sweet. Look at the smiles. Look at those smiles. Oh, wait, hang on. I didn't see any. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Anyone can be successful in the United States because this is the land of freedom. Oh, yeah. How do y'all feel when you see that? There it is. See all those women? They're successful. Come on, man. They're successful. Get on, dudes. White people, what's your excuse?
Why don't you just work harder?
All right. Dude, look at that. Come on, man. They're happy. They're successful.
Well, we're not able to exactly work as hard given that we're not given access to the same opportunities. Hence, it must be enforced in law that equity, 50% of employment be given to white people and black people each. We need that mandatorily enforced in our laws.
Dude, you know who this white guy is right here? This white guy is like that white dude that just yammers on like, rah, 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 rah. And white people this and white people that and black people this. And like, dude, shut the fuck up, man. Like, nobody cares, dude. Nobody cares, right? He's just like the white guy, like yammering. Rah, rah, rah. You know, are you even listening? Have you stopped listening to him by now? Oh, wait, hang on. What's that?
I mean, to be fair, I don't see color, so when you speak, it just feels like, I don't know, just like another person. So, I mean,
Yeah, I don't
I
know what
hear
he's saying.
you.
Dude, what are you saying, by the way?
There's like just one race,
Yeah.
the human race. Like we shouldn't be talking about like white and black anymore. It's just we're just humans. We're just people.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Yeah, all right.
I am discriminated against every single day.
Oh my
Me
God.
too. What are you
All right.
saying?
No.
Like you see
Dude.
me with my
Oh
Can't
my
say
God.
like I
that.
have like
All right,
I have
hang on,
long
hang on.
hair,
We'll talk about
Reverse
this.
racism is real. I
Dude,
just think people should know.
I got it. All right, hang on. We'll come back to it. All right, let's go. 1964. Here we got the civil rights movement. Civil rights movement was started by this dude, this white dude. What was his name? Marty King or something. I don't
Martin
know.
Luther King Jr.
No, Marty King. That was
Marty
his name.
King?
The white guy. Yeah, with the white name, right? Yeah.
Marty
And
Leonard
so,
Jr.?
look, 1964. Hey, y'all, right? Can I just actually talk it to you for a second? And I just actually would like you to respond to this because you haven't really responded to your power. 47% of their families were living below the poverty line in 1964. 47%, man. Like, why don't you even talk about that? 47%, y'all, it's almost half. Have you ever thought about taking a white studies class? Where you actually maybe would learn something about the history that you created?
I mean, history is history. So I mean, I don't think there should be like a white studies class. It should just be history.
We're in a history class. Okay, so in a history class, you think you're going to get this kind of stuff, right? Like you're really going to get it? The civil rights movement that you never even want to talk about?
Well, I do have a few white friends, so they tell me about it sometimes.
All right. Oh, your white friends. All right, dude. So how do you all feel about that? How do you feel when you see that number right there? How do you feel?
I feel like it's rigged against us. Like we were not
What's your
set in
feeling,
this
though?
country
What's
to be
your
strong.
feeling, dude?
I'm pissed.
What's your feeling?
I'm sad.
Dude, Sartini, what's your feeling?
I'm feeling good today. How are you, Sam? No, well, 47%. I feel like it might be higher than that. We'll have to see who conducted the studies because if
Oh
we're the
my
black
God,
people
here
who
he
conducted
goes
the
again.
studies,
I like that.
perhaps
My
it would be a higher estimate.
It keeps. All right. They're not listening to you, by the way. All right. Okay, so here's what happens. So the civil rights movement happens, and these people start protesting non-violently against you all, right? What are they protesting for, black people? What are they protesting for? Equal rights. You don't know. He said, right, you don't know. Here, let me help you. What are you protesting for, y'all, right? What are you protesting for?
To be treated as humans.
Okay, what else? The right to vote?
The equal opportunity.
Equal opportunity? The right to vote? How about right to vote, y'all? Have you thought about that? Let them vote? How about let them go to your schools?
Well, they didn't pass the literacy test, so they couldn't vote.
Okay, how about getting rid of the literacy test? How about very simple things? So they have to do this, right? They have to do this. And then you all come out with your guns. They're non-violently protesting. The tear gas is being shot by your people, and they're non-violently protesting. That's all they're doing.
I mean, that wasn't again. That's not us. Like this is like
Who is
2017.
it?
It's
Who
not
is it?
Us.
Who is it if it's not you? Come on. Look, go to the next slide. You killed them. Look, here's the guy. Here's a student, a college student, white college student, just protesting. All they want is to be treated equally. That's it. That's all they want. And you all are killing them. You're killing them in the streets, man. It's like you bring the black police out, and the black police kill them, and all they want is just, come on, just basic rights. Basic rights.
We just need to let us handle this, and then we'll talk about equality.
Okay, here, let me show you how you handle it. You ready? That's exactly what you say. That's what they say all the time, right? Let us handle this. Here's what you did. You went out, when they go out and you go out and you start rioting. Why are you rioting? What the hell? Why are you rioting? They're rioting simply because you all are out peacefully protesting. And this is them rioting against you. They're coming after you. You guys are coming after them.
They don't have nothing to be protesting for.
Oh my God. Yeah. Dude, can you help me out here? These guys, it's like these people, like, you get tired, right? You get tired.
It's just like the same, you guys are saying the same stuff over and over and over, and you're not listening. Like, you're not listening to what we're saying.
Look at
Like,
that.
you keep saying, like, it's history, it's history, it's history. History repeats itself.
History's right there, and it's right here. Here, go to the next slide. Okay, we're all equal now. We have equal chances to succeed. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying to you, right? Civil rights movement happens. Okay, now you got the vote. Now you got this. Now you got that. Now we're all equal. We have equal chances to succeed. Got it? You guys are masterful in the way that you create this ideology and you impose it on them, and then you get them to believe it, and then you just start to hold them down. So let's test out if there's an equal chance to succeed. Okay, let's look at today. Let's see what happens. Go to the first slide. Okay, you ready, y'all? This is something you study in your white studies classes. This is past change in household wealth, okay? Everything people own, retirement accounts, homes, et cetera, wealth, okay? Got it? Now, here it is for black people. 1983 is blue. Here it is for black people. Look at you all, right? You're doing pretty well, actually, right? And here it is for white people in 1983. You're not doing so well. So clearly history has been imbalanced for you. And here we are in 2013. After 30 years of growth, look at black people. Y'all are doing pretty well for yourselves. Damn, I'm pretty impressed. Look at the nice jacket you got on there. And like, damn, all right. And look at white people. Oh, you've improved. Y'all have improved. Can't complain. They've improved, right? Yeah. It's getting better.
Yeah, the American dream is possible for everyone.
Yeah, look at that. Damn, white people. Yeah, look, black people went from here to here. You went from here to here. That's all right.
Until I see those numbers equal out completely, there is no equality.
Well, why don't you just work harder?
All right, hang on. Let's go back. Don't argue, people. We don't want to argue here. We want to be really rational and sane and talk even-keeled. Okay, let's look now at the future. So here we are today in 2013. Here's what the Pew Center estimates that black people will go from here, 600,000 in wealth, to here, 1.2 million. And white people will go from here to here in the next 30 years. This is what the Pew Center says. Y'all, hey, guess what, white people? That's where you're going, right there. Right there. So your lives are going to improve. Yeah. Guess what, black people? Man, I don't know what you dudes are doing. I have no idea how you set this system up, how you've rigged it, but holy smokes, look at that. You're predicted to go from here to here in your household wealth. Damn. Dudes, if I'm you all, look at their smug faces over there, right? I'm just so pissed. Look at that. Go to the next one. Median family wealth. Okay, here we go. 2015. Look at that. Look at y'all, right? Median family. Look at that. And you all don't want to talk about it. And all you black people out there, you don't want to talk about it. Why? Because you don't care. Because you don't care. And these people, dude, Sartini here, come on, give him another one of your nice intellectual rants about the economy.
Back in my day.
Yeah, just kind of lay it out to them, man. Lay it out, because they're going to just look at you like you have two heads again, because it doesn't matter, because they don't care. Okay, go to the next one.
Well, I did have a second head, but I had to cut it off because I didn't have enough money to feed it.
Oh, dude, all right, I like that. All right, unemployment rates by race. You ready? Here we go. Look at unemployment rates. Once again, everywhere we turn, you guys are on the bottom. Everywhere we turn, you guys are on the bottom. Everywhere we turn, you guys are on the top. Damn, man. Dude, it's good to be black. Damn. Oh, hell yeah. Dude, it's good to be black. Just saying. All right, ready? Next one, life expectancy. Look at that. Black Americans, almost 79. White Americans, a little over 75. That's from the stress, probably. That's probably from the stress. What do you think?
I think about to our past week of class and how it's the same topic of war, and how unless you talk with people, unless you talk with real people, and you put faces to these numbers, they're just numbers. You know, they don't mean anything. But until you put faces to them and real people, like these are real people who are dying earlier. These are real people who don't have the family income.
Here, there you are. There's some real people right here. So what are you saying? Because this is their families right here. So what are you saying? What are you saying they need to do?
They need to open their eyes to see us as humans, but not in that sense that we have the same equal rights, that we have the same entitlement, we have the same opportunities, that they do.
I mean, thing is, like, right now, at this
Here,
point,
hold the mic close.
at this point in time, like, we all, I mean, it's 2017. We all have equal rights now. Like,
Black privilege. Hello.
there's no such thing as black privilege. There's no such thing as black
You
privilege.
can't.
There's no such thing. If you, I was poor too. Growing up, I was low
You
income
just
too.
saw the numbers. You just
No, I mean,
saw the numbers.
If you just work
up there.
hard, like if you just work hard, you'll get better. You'll get ahead. You
Oh,
just
they're
have
gonna
to
catch
go
up
to
with
s-
you?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, hang on. Can we go back one? Can you go back to that future slide? Well, a couple more. Yeah, that one. Bro, tell me,
mean,
Mr.
they have-
Black Man,
they have all
when
these-
are they going to catch up to you, right?
They have
here?
all these programs that help the white Americans. They have like welfare. Like they're the ones who are getting all the benefits.
Dude, which programs are helping? Tell me which programs help them go from here is going to help them go from here to here. Versus which ones are going to help you go from here to here. Can you explain that? Can one of you black people explain that to the white people?
I mean, if they just like knew how the system worked, just knew to learn how to work the system. Like, I mean, they have welfare, so they could.
You own the system. That's the whole point. You own the system. You benefit from the system.
You own the system, dogs. You don't have a response to that, do you? I think, yeah, we do own the system. Yeah, who cares? Is that your response? Yeah, we do own it. Whatever. Oh my God. Can you go ahead? Go back to that slide of the people. So the problem is, you all, this isn't every white person, because there are white people who are wealthy, clearly, right? That's not a question. A lot of white people that are wealthy. In fact, today, half of all white people are middle class and so on and so forth, right? But there are way more black people who are rich. Look at the house behind them. Oh my God. Way more black people that are rich. And these are the kinds of scenes that you see all the time. Go one more. Here, let me do a couple. Let's do this. What happens with you all is you're trying to convince them, okay? And they're not listening. And they're not going to listen. And you give them, Sartini here gives them some data. You just keep telling them that they got to study. You keep saying you got to study history. You keep pleading with their emotional side. But they're sitting there cold with their stone faces. So here's what we're going to do. What you all do is you start funding all these studies, doing all this research, so you can convince these people that this stuff is real and it still exists today. So I'm going to give you an example of a kind of study that you all funded. Okay? Ready? So here. I need a couple of volunteers who are not up here yet. So how about, dude, you and, dude, you. Yep, yeah, you. Come here, bro. So here's up. This is your resume. This is your resume. So here, let me just walk you through this kind of stuff that you all do, right? You hate this kind of stuff. You think it's a waste of time. You don't want them to do it. You're wasting taxpayers' money on this kind of research, but you all just keep hammering away at it. So you ready? What's your name, bro? John. Luke. John and Luke. Okay, so here's what we do. Here's what the white people do, the academics. So they put a study together. And what they're claiming is that there's discrimination. And they're going to show you that there is discrimination. They're going to show it to you. They're going to prove it to you. With a capital P. They are going to prove. So here's what they do. They put together, they create a study. And there's 350 jobs. And they're going to have these two guys apply for 350 jobs. And for the moment, we're going to pretend that John and Luke are the exact same height. And we're going to pretend that they look alike. Dude, we're going to raise you up, pal. Raise you up. And we're going to pretend that they're dressed alike, and they speak alike, and they act alike, and we're gonna choose them for that, and then we're gonna teach them. And we're gonna teach them how to shake hands. So you're like, here, shake hands, shake my hand. Okay, that's good. Keep your arm the exact same way, hold it. Yep, okay, no, it's too strong, not so strong, dude. Okay, got it, perfectly. We're gonna do it. Hold eye contact when you shake hands for 2 seconds. 1, 2, got it? 1, 2. We're gonna do everything. We're gonna dress them alike. They're gonna walk alike. They're gonna talk alike. One's not gonna wear a hat, and everything is gonna be exactly alike. And we're gonna go in, and they're gonna do these interviews, okay, for a job. They're gonna take the resume, and the resumes are exactly the same, except for one difference. First off, one's black and one's white. One difference. Sometimes there's an 18-month felony conviction for drugs. And sometimes it's John, right? John has it on his resume, and sometimes Luke has it on his resume. Okay, got it? So they just switch back and forth. 350 interviews. Okay, are we good? They're exactly the same, you all. They're exactly the same. You all are brilliant. You're just like, you think through everything you got to do, and you try to make it happen. And then you go for the job interviews. Who's going to be more likely to get hired? John, the black man, moi, because it's a black society with black supremacy, right? Black supremacy, right? Black supremacy, dude. All right. Or Luke, the white guy. Who's going to be more likely to get hired? Bro. This guy? Even you. Who's going to be more likely to get hired, black people? Come on. I know it's going to be hard to admit.
Well, we got to look at the qualifications of both of them first before
No, hang on. The qualifications. God, black people, you're just like throwing smoke and mirrors out there. I just told you they're exactly the same.
Well, we got to interview both of them.
Dude, we're interviewing both of them. They're exactly the same. Dude, fucking black people, man.
Luke might get it.
This is shit they do all the time. They're exactly the same, dude. I just told you. Just admit it. Are we good? Can we just admit it, y'all? We're good.
I mean, we believe in equality. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, good. Then this is going to show you equality. We're going to show you if it's really equal. Okay, you ready? Go. So here's what happens. Next slide. The guy without the most desirable applicant is the black guy. Of course. Got it? The black guy. Of course he is, because he's their people. You all are doing most of the hiring. There's a system of black supremacy. This guy is most likely to get hired. Okay? Who's the second most desirable applicant? The white guy without a criminal record, the times when he doesn't have a criminal record, or the black guy with a criminal record? Got it? The second most desirable. So we know it's the black guy without a criminal record is the most desirable applicant. He's going to get the most callbacks. But who's going to get the second most? Is it this guy without a criminal record? Because this is a felony conviction, right? We got it? Or is it this guy with a felony conviction? Black supremacy. Who's going to be more likely to get hired, white people? Who's going to be more likely to get called back?
The black guy with a criminal record.
You think black guy with a criminal record? That's how lowly these white people think of you, right?
Still a bag of chips.
Dude, you just want a bag of chips. All right, you ready? Here it is. Check this out. Callbacks, percent receiving callbacks. Number 1, black guy with no criminal record. Number 2, black guy with a criminal record. Dudes, you people are so racist. Dudes, you ready? You're so racist that you will even hire back your own guy with a felony conviction criminal record ahead of the white guy. This dude right here, one of the white people with no criminal record. All the bullshit that you're speaking all the time about. Well, we just want the best person for the job, and we just think we're going to hire whoever's best, and we're going to say, well, we don't see race, and it's going to be the black guy or the white guy, and we don't really care because it's all good, and da-da-da. Bullshit. Bullshit with your black supremacy.
We just like them more in the interview. That's
Dude,
all.
no, you can't. One after another. Come on, man. Stop with the excuses. Y'all right? This is kind of shit you hear all the time, right? It's the same stuff. How do you choose this guy with a felony conviction more often than this guy? They're the same. They're exactly the same. Their resumes are the same. They look the same. They talk the same. How do you choose your own guy with a felony? That's bullshit. It's bullshit black racism.
He deserves
man.
another chance.
Oh my God. He deserves another chance. Oh my God. Fuck, dude, that, you people are amazing, man. All right, thanks, y'all. You have a seat. God, you are amazing. Jesus. Do you get like, dudes, can I just tell you something? I feel your pain, man. If I sit down here next to you,
Do you?
nah, I do. I feel your pain, man. These people, dude, this just says racism, man. Can you even for a moment just imagine it to be racism? Dude, for a moment, imagine it to be discrimination? Dude, like, what more do they have to do? Here, okay, we'll do another study. My God, let's try another one. Go to the next slide. All right, here we go. Researchers sent out 5,000 resumes that were identical except for the name. Group 1 were all the white names: Brett, Marianne, Greg, Jill, Ann, Emily. It doesn't mean there are probably black people with those names, but when you see those names, you don't think black, you think white. And then we have Tamika, Ebony, Aisha, Rashid, Karim, all names that when you read them, you think black. The resumes are exactly the same, exactly, except for the names are changed, okay? And so you couldn't convince them with the other study. Now we're going to do this one. We got about 1,000 studies lined up for you all showing discrimination, but we're going to do this. You've masterfully controlled every single thing except the name. Who's going to receive the most callbacks? Once again, who's going to receive the most callbacks?
It's going to be the black people.
Why? Because they're racist?
Because it's their system, so.
That's not racism.
Who's going to receive the most callbacks?
That's
Mr.
not
Black
racism?
Man?
I don't
what
think
you just
that's.
said?
If they have that name, like they should have like a more acceptable name. Like they should have a more normal name, like Rashid or Aisha. They should have a presentable name.
Oh, yeah, what's your name again?
Atamosi. That's a more
so
presentable name.
It should be named like Brett or Gary. Yeah. Aunt Jill. Jill should be named Jill, whatever it is, right? Okay, let's go. You ready? Y'all got 50% more callbacks. Damn. That's good, dude. It's good to be black, man. Fucking A. Yo, good to be black. Damn. Good to be black. White people, you know, when I go back to those slides on economics and I look at how far they're getting ahead, maybe this is part of it. You know what I mean? Maybe it's part of it. But y'all just got to keep showing them because they're not going to believe it. Do you think this plays into the fact that you're getting ahead?
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt? A little bit? Talking to the mic.
Without a doubt, I do.
How much?
Little. I think that we as black people, we do work harder, and it's the best person on paper. And when, like he said, when we saw those names are more presentable.
So you just know they're going to be better. You must know at least subconsciously they're going to be better employees and better workers.
Without a doubt.
Because what's wrong? What these people? Why aren't they as good? What do you see in them?
Nothing.
But are they more likely to steal? Like, what are they? Are they
Well, that's
lazier?
okay if he doesn't see anything. His unconscious is controlling his actions. Hence why we need to
That's why we didn't hire
mandatorily
you
place in
now.
laws in workplaces which give unconscious bias training toward
Dude,
their
that's why
employees.
you're never going to. You start bringing that stuff into the workplace, man. They ain't never going to hire you. Unconscious bias. Like, oh my God. All right. But yeah, you got it. I got you. Yeah, dude. Y'all aren't going to want to hear it, though. Go to the next one. Let's try this. Percentage say they've been treated unfairly in the public place in the past month. 53% for white people. 53%. Can you guys talk about that? Dude, it's 53%. It's 15 for you. Dude, at what point in time?
I think they're just being sensitive. Like it's not.
That means
it's not a thing. Like,
it means nothing?
I don't think so. I mean,
Yeah, I agree. I think they're just like soft. I feel like if you didn't spend as much time complaining, then you probably would be able to focus better on your jobs, and it would make us more likely to hire white people.
Oh, so the problem with these people is they're focusing too much on the inequality and complaining and all this kind of stuff. You know?
Exactly. They should just focus more on their job and quit trying to
On
find
education,
reasons why
getting
they're not
ahead.
being
So
getting
why don't you
ahead.
all just do that? Why don't you just focus on moving forward? Just work harder, man. Just work harder. It's pretty simple, actually. You could be them if you wanted to.
Discrimination is everywhere. I cannot remove my white skin. I cannot appropriate myself. I was born this way.
Well, why don't you just leave if you have a problem?
Where's he going to go? Back to Europe?
Hey,
Dude, go back to Europe, dude.
stop complaining. This,
Dude,
this,
it's his country, man.
it's
You
not.
can't say that, dude.
My
It's his
ancestors
country.
fought for this country.
His
My
ancestors fought for the
built
country.
your country.
And look who's on top.
Evidently, his ancestors did a better job, I guess, right? Here, go to the next slide. Oh, here it is. You know what these people, here, let's go. These people, actually, a majority of them believe, this is hilarious. Today, a majority of them believe that anti-black bias is worse than anti-white bias. Dude, seriously, man, seriously. Anti-black bias is worse than anti-white bias.
I mean, like,
It's almost laughable.
I mean,
Dude,
like-
come on. Are you serious?
like I have to live with what my ancestors did. Like I know my ancestors did awful things.
Oh
I'm like-
my God.
like,
That's
but
the
I am
best you
not
can
them.
give us.
I am not.
I have to live
them.
knowing that my ancestors were raped and whipped and murdered.
We didn't own any slaves.
Dude, seriously, hang on. Dudes, all right, you didn't know. How is it possible that half of you all, more than half, can believe that anti-black bias is worse than after everything that I just showed you, you still think that it's worse for you than it is for them. Like, oh my God, it's laughable. It's laughable, except it's worth crying. I could cry. Except I don't want to cry, I'm going to laugh. Dude, fuck.
Why should we care?
Dude, can I just tell you something? What's the title of this class again? What did we call it? What's the title?
Black devils.
Black Devils. Do you start to understand where that term might come from? Can you even for a moment imagine how these people sitting over here might actually use that word once in a while? Look at that. Seriously, after everything you've done and what you can you even imagine they might form those two words together? Black Devils.
That's so hurtful though. Like that hurts my feelings so much. Just that
Oh,
they
it
call me
hurts
a
your
black
feelings.
devil. Like
Oh,
that's so
oh.
painful.
So I just want to say from personal experience as a woman in the workplace, I've been told like my hair was too straight and I had to change my hair. And they had me like curl it, which takes so much product and so much money to do. I had to curl it and make it really
I mean,
tight
your
against
hair
my
has to
head.
your hair is supposed to be just presentable for the workplace. That's not like
So it's not professional.
Yeah, we would lose customers if her hair is like that.
This is how my hair is though. Like I should be able, as a human being, I should be able to represent myself and wear my hair
Dude,
in the workplace
I mean,
as I
in
want.
your workplace, you have to be, your highest priority should be in the workplace, and you have
Oh
to be
my God.
presentable for the
Okay,
workplace.
you're wasting your time. Listen, go to the next slide. You ready? You guys are so intent. Look at this. You're right. It's like you got to go back to the Civil War. It's like you all start to move forward a little bit, and they're back to the Civil War, man. Flags and do you all know, for a moment, can I just say something to you really seriously with my heart, just really, honestly, to the three of you sitting there with your smug faces? Can you imagine what that flag actually means to these people? Could you know that it might represent slavery, actually? Could you just for a moment imagine that?
I mean, it's Southern pride. It's not a representative of slavery. Like, obviously, slavery was wrong, but like,
It's pride.
It's Southern pride. It's
Dude,
our pride.
What are you
Our-
proud of?
Next
That's my
slide.
question. Like, what are you proud of?
Like I said before, I just feel like you're soft because if you're gonna talk about freedom of speech, then you have to consider all freedom of speeches, and this is one of them.
Even
So,
hate?
I mean, yeah.
Even racism?
Dude, so it's like, it's heritage, not hate. Heritage, not hate. Beautiful. Because that's what it is for them, right? It's about their heritage, dudes. It's not about hate. It's all right. It's like they have a heritage too, just because you might be on the bottom a little bit. Go to the next slide. Let's do a couple more. Okay, so here's the population, and then I want to show you a quick video. Here's the population. Black people, so 61%. You all are about 61% today. White people are 12%, okay? Next slide. Male incarceration rates by race. Out of every 100,000 people, 4,347 whites were incarcerated in 2010 versus 678 black people.
I mean, like, they're breaking laws. If they're breaking laws more, then they're going to go to jail more.
Oh, so they're breaking that many more laws than your people?
Evidently, if that's what statistics show, that's just how it is. They're just always just breaking.
I think maybe it's
illegal
more my
things.
blindingly white skin makes me more obvious to get for arrest. More obvious, more noticeable.
I'm thinking that.
If you just follow the law, then you won't get arrested. Just don't break the law.
It's really
not
that
when an
simple.
officer doesn't give me a chance to even stand. I have to hit the ground before I can even react.
Well, more black people get killed by the police. Look it up. Look at the statistics.
What statistics?
You're talking about white people fearing for their lives when cops show up. But when we look at the statistics, more black people are killed by the police. So what are you saying?
Ooh, mystify you there, dog. That was good, black man. That's you gotta watch these white people. They start to get a little bit uppity. You gotta like put them right back in their place.
I don't know if you know, but there's this thing called the White Lives Matter. Do you guys know about that at
I know
all?
about all lives matter.
All lives matter. So based on that study right there, there's a reason why that's a movement. There's a reason. Like, we're not just saying it just to say it. There's real reasons, and we're trying to voice what the data is showing, what we live every day. It's a movement for a reason. Because this is what we live.
You guys know about this movement, right?
You should
White
care
Lives
about
Matter?
like all lives. Like, it's not just white lives. It should be
But dude,
white
could you-
lives, black lives.
Then why don't you care
Hispanic
about
lives.
our lives equally first?
Dude,
Then
can
compare
you,
with the
can
rest
you
of the
just
world.
for a moment, though, imagine that why these people might have this sort of this inclination to want to support this thing called like all lives matter? I mean, do you have it, or white lives matter? Do you have an idea that maybe there's something there?
I mean, yeah, but you should care about all lives because like everyone's getting killed.
Oh my
It's
God,
not
you
just-
people are
It's not just
you're-
white people.
Just stop. You're killing me. You're worthless. All right, next slide. White people, 3.5 times more likely than black people to be killed by the police. Maybe more white people die because there's so many more white people, but dude, they're clearly more likely to be killed by the police. Here, let me show you this video. Let me show you this video of what your police officers with black skin did to a white man, okay? I want to show you this video. Could you please respond to this? Okay? It's 2 minutes. The officer didn't do anything wrong.
I mean, the officer has to be aware of all the surroundings because, like, if it's a dangerous job. Like, the officer was just doing his job, and if he thought that the person was a threat, he had to protect himself.
Come on, seriously?
He was resisting. That's what the officer said when he took off his when he put his gun away. He tried to arrest him. He had put him in a headlock because he was
Why do you
resisting.
so quickly believe the police, dude?
What do you mean?
Why is it like immediately you go right to believing the police? Why don't you believe the white guy?
I mean, the police are obviously telling the truth. They're here to protect and serve. They're here to protect us. So they're here.
Oh, protect us.
Yes,
Who's us?
Americans, all Americans. Police are here to protect
No,
Americans.
we're always doing something illegal. We always have something up our sleeves.
I mean, if you're doing something illegal, then the police is going to arrest you. But if you're not doing anything wrong, then you're not going to get arrested.
That guy was sitting in his car.
The officer didn't know that. He obviously thought that perceived that man as a threat, and so he fought back.
The
By
thing
sitting
is,
in a car?
dude, you're wasting your breath. Look, the problem is, do you understand that all these people have stories? Every one of them has a story like this. Everyone knows somebody. Everyone has a story. It's ongoing, nonstop. And you guys, it's like, are you even watching the news? Like, could you maybe tune into White Lives Matter once in a while? Maybe like get on a website? Do you ever think about reading anything about white people? When white people start talking about this kind of thing, can you imagine just for a moment taking 5 minutes out of your lives and just talk to somebody?
You know why we don't?
Why?
Because I don't have to. The way this whole thing was set up for me.
Dude, is that really it? Is that it for you, dude? Seriously? In the end, it just comes down to you don't have to, so you're not going to?
You know,
Like, what kind of a human being are you?
I'm a great human being. My parents, they work hard, they serve the country, and in turn, I have a great life. We've inherited a lot of wealth, and, you know, they've worked hard, and I just feel like if they worked hard, they would be in the same position.
If you were such a great individual, perhaps you would have more compassion for our grievances and perhaps feel a tad bit of guilt and be willing to help us more.
I mean, like, I'm sorry that stuff happens, but like, what am I supposed to do? I can't really do anything. Like, that's like, it's not me that's
You can
doing
become
these bad
educated on
things.
your matters of oppression toward my people.
You could even join the movement. You can support white businesses.
Here,
You know?
can I give you one? I want you to respond to this one. You ready? This is the last data that I'm going to give you right here. Okay? Percent of people who age 12 to 25 years of age who sell drugs. Black people, that's you all, 6.6%. White people, 5%, okay, who sell drugs. This is from the National Survey on Drug Use and Health. It's a pretty good survey, 2012, okay? More of you sell drugs than these people. Next slide. So here we go. Illegal drug use rates in the United States. Percentage of drug users. Black people, you're 70% of all the drug users. They are about 12%, meaning that you're about the same as your population. Ready? So I want you to respond to this. Next slide. Percentage in prison for drugs. Why is it that more white people? Black people are more likely to sell drugs. Black people are way more likely to use drugs. White people are more likely to go to prison for drugs. By a fair amount, actually, I should add. Can you please respond to that?
They just, I mean, just the way they carry themselves and the way they act. Like, I personally don't sell drugs, but I mean, I just feel like a lot of the white people I encounter just come off in a certain way where it's, I don't know, it's just more inclined to challenge the police and probably just more likely to get caught as well.
So because I'm more vocal, you consider me an angry white man?
I mean, you seem like a very nice guy, but I mean, like, if I'm, like, if you seem like a very nice guy, but I mean, like, if, like, I see, like, a white man, like, I'm gonna think, I mean, because, like, they're just dangerous. You're just dangerous.
Just because I'm a white man, I'm dangerous and I'm angry.
Dude, final point. Can you just make one final plea to these people?
That I'm scared every time I get pulled over. That literally my heart races, my palms sweat, and I'm even scared to reach for my license and registration because I'm scared I'm going to be shot.
You know what I'm scared of when the cops pull me over? How high my ticket is going to be.
Well, I'm scared for my life.
Oh my God. Oh my God. All right, hey, thanks you all. Yo, by the way, that's all real, y'all, right? So, dude, thanks, man. Dude.